Tonight, we break the number 1 and number 2 rules of Fight Club by talking about it. We discuss Xavier Worthy's recent legal troubles. Sounds like even law enforcement is helping the Chiefs. And we finally get into my area of expertise when we get into our top 5 video games. All that and more tonight on the Lazy Dog Cast. Welcome, everybody, to episode 4 of the Lazy Dog Cast.
Lazy Dog.
Nice. Gentlemen, welcome back.
Hello.
I wasn't sure we were going to make it today, but we did. We got here.
My apologies.
Hey, we're busy. Busy dad life.
Busy dad life.
A lot of stuff going on.
It's every day.
We're here again. Last time we had to cut out a little bit early.
Yes.
But we were still cruising.
We're going to have to cut out early again tonight.
On pet peeves.
Unfortunately.
On pet peeves. Do you guys have any other pet peeves that came to your mind?
I have some things I want to talk about after pet peeves.
Okay.
However,
I had a couple. One.
Yes, let it rip, bro. I'll get going once you get going.
Movie questioners. People that incessantly ask you movies.
Like, what's going on?
Questions throughout the entire movie.
That's great. Yeah.
Like either I've seen it before and it's like, just watch and you'll figure it out. Or I haven't seen it. And it's like, I'm watching the same movie you are. I don't have any secrets.
There's a lot of movies, though, that, like, I would have to fill Teresa in on because she's not a movie watcher. So, like, I was kind of giving her an education, like how kind of we were doing with you.
Yeah.
Like, I was forcing her to watch certain movies. And she asked me a shitload of questions, and I didn't mind because I was like forcing her to do it.
Yeah.
I knew she wasn't going to catch on, whatever.
That's fair.
This or that, or it wasn't her type of movie, so she was bored, so she's on her phone, and then like something happens, she's like, "Whoa,
what was that?"
I think it's fair.
I wanted it so bad because
yeah, that's fair.
If it's complex or something like Inception or something,
sure.
I think it's totally fair to ask the questions because it's like, what the heck's going on?
I don't know.
If it's like
even if you know what's going on in Inception, you still got to focus and be like, all right, which one are we in?
Yeah.
But I'm with Dave. If you're watching some like rom-com or something and they're like, so where's he gonna go next? Is he gonna buy her coffee? And you're like, dude, we're gonna find out.
Dude,
I bet I don't know, but I guarantee you we'll find out.
You want to know who would jump on this train so fast?
Who was it?
Mike McEntee, if you're listening.
Oh yeah, shout out,
dude. My whole life, my mom has been. That's my father. My mom has been a questioner.
Yeah,
and. Like, I will never forget, like, when TiVo became a thing.
Oh.
You guys remember? That was, like, a big deal.
You could pause it, live TV, yeah.
Yeah, like, my uncle bought one for my dad, like, for Christmas. It was, like, he's, like, that big of a deal. And my dad could pause and then start up again.
Yeah.
Because, like, he would always just be like, Michelle, dude, wait till commercial. Like, write it down. I'll help.
Yeah.
I'll answer questions. But, dude, and not to this day. Like, she walks in the room, he pauses it because he knows she's about to hit her with like, "Hey, what are we doing?" This and that. He's like,
"Yeah,"
and she don't care, bro. She'll stop and like 3 seconds later, like, "Oh," and
I get hit with the like, I get a question asked, and I pause it. I'm like, "All right, so here's what's going on." And it's like, "Well, don't worry." I'm like, I'm not being. I'm trying to watch it too.
Mad?
I'm not pausing it to be rude. I'm pausing it to, I'm going to fill you in.
We're past that in our relationship, dude.
We're coming back.
Tori says, like, she don't care. Like, I'm just like my dad, and she's like, Mama, like, just pause. Like, she's like, I'm going to tell you this. I'm like, I'm not mad. I'll listen to it, but.
Yeah. That's a good one, though, Dave. That's a good one. I didn't think of that one.
That was one that gets me.
Does that mean your wife is a questioner?
I've said this to her before, and she hasn't done it.
Yeah,
way better than
she's very considerate.
Chelsea's very now my kids watching Marvel movies, and I'm like, guys, like you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out.
just turn it on and walk out, bro.
Yeah,
well, I like watching it. Watching
movies.
These movies that many times.
Watching movies with your kids is rough,
dude. Just.
I mean, it's not like it's a
holler at your boy, dude. We could kick it. We can just like hang out. You know.
Yeah,
that's true. What did you have? You wanted to bring up?
Oh, I have after pet peeve stuff. Are we done with the pet peeve stuff?
I didn't have any more.
You have any other ones? Okay, that was one that came to my mind. I have some other ones, but if you have another topic, let's hit that.
So this hit me. I want to talk about this in reverse order. Okay.
All right.
Xavier Worthy choking assault and the charges getting dropped. We were all hanging out
Yeah.
this weekend when that happened. I want to talk about like what I've discovered since then.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, our QB is the most important position in all of sport. Like that's going to be a fun one. And what I want to talk about first is putting gas in your car and why it's not necessary.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Why
I
is
did a little
not
research.
necessary to turn your car off?
Yes.
I don't turn my car off when I fill up gas. And I was driving all the boys this weekend. We went out and had a little boys' night out.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was extremely concerned. And I knew it was coming because one of our buddies has been with me before and he voiced his concerns. And I didn't care then, and I didn't care now. I don't care now. And I'm ready to die on this hill.
So can I give you?
Let's hear.
Can I give you my take on this? All right.
Sure.
So since then,
That's
I've done
exactly what I'm here for.
I've done some research on this. You are right. The likelihood of your car catching fire and or exploding is very minimal. Like the chances are 1 in a million or
like
higher.
like getting in an airplane crash type of
Chances. Type of chances.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's way up there. However, the chance is still there and it's very real. So sliding out of your car creates static friction.
No, you get out of the car, you close the door.
He just said you slide across the seat.
That's something
get
that
out.
That's something that can.
You do it every single time. So if we
you're
should
not
have
pumping
special
gas.
gloves.
You're not pumping gas at that point. You get out of your car, you turn your car off, get out of your car, close the door, put the gas in.
Oh,
Don't
you're saying when I get back in
in
my car while it's running?
when you're pumping gas while these other things are happening. So like your car being on, there's electricity and static
Right.
and moving parts.
He's talking about sliding across the seat.
Sure, yeah, that's another thing.
So when you
You're
get
not
back in
supposed
your
to.
car,
No, 'cause
so
you're-
do you guys stand outside the whole time you pump gas?
yes,
A lot
Most
of
of the
times.
time.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Unless it's really cold.
most of the time.
Not on your phone. You just stand
Dude,
there.
I
and
gotta
look
stand.
around.
I'm out there standing on guard, man. I'm looking around.
No way.
I'm
You
surveying the
100%
land.
have your phone.
Like, what's this guy doing over here?
Also,
He's looking at
someone
me
else,
weird.
you're both full of shit. You don't. If you stand outside all the time, you have for sure checked your phone before.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
way closer static electricity than
So-
what the engine is.
So my take on
I
this,
don't know.
my
yeah,
all of
dude.
my take is
And hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
And when someone pulls up on the other side of the tank, their engine is way closer to your gas tank than your engine is
Sure.
to your gas tank.
You can't control that.
So it's this. I'm saying
No.
if that is safe, we do it every day,
But why don't
all
we-
the time. Then why can't you guys accept it the other
Why,
way?
why wouldn't you just minimize your
risk.
possibility? It's
Yeah.
so easy.
Because it doesn't matter.
No, you turn the
No.
car off. It's literally very.
Dude, my babies
almost-
are in there. If it's a hot day, I'm keeping them cool.
it would be like
How long does
if
it take to pump your gas?
Dude, too long for my baby.
like 3 minutes. Yeah,
Keeping my beautiful
No.
bride looking good.
I
in the
don't-
Passenger seat,
I-
passenger princess.
I think the risk
Dude,
first.
you're welcome.
But my whole take on it is the risk first reward.
Yeah, there's no
for
reward.
you
There's no
is
reward.
not worth it. It doesn't like if it was
Put it on my headstone when I.
if
blow
there
up.
was something like you
Like,
could.
hey, yo, he was down with the risks.
He was.
He knew. You could put that on my headstone if I blow up.
Okay.
I
And
don't want
I'll
this
be
to
in
happen.
purgatory, being like,
But the next time I see
this
a
one's-
car,
you guys had it.
but there's
I screwed
videos
this up.
all over the
Take
internet.
care of my son.
There's videos all over the internet of cars
Dude,
catching
go on.
fire while they're pumping gas, and like fire chiefs,
dude.
petroleum engineers,
happens.
all these people being like, "Hey,
Yeah.
just don't do it."
Petroleum engineer. Shut up.
Yeah, it's a real
I'm
thing.
Done.
Sure, or if you're from the UK, they're
all right,
petrol
I'm over
engineers.
I'm standing on business, dude.
You're the only person I've ever met, ever, in my entire life, ever,
Yeah.
who
I
has
know
done it.
several. Maybe
Yeah.
it's a cultural thing. I
Maybe.
don't know. I know
Maybe.
several people
Yeah,
That could be.
back home that do not turn their
that would be
car
like,
off.
"Hey, dude, there's a 1 in 100th chance that you're gonna walk across the street and get hit by a car, or you just don't have to cross the street at all."
Yeah.
That's pretty much what's happening with you doing this. You're like, why even do it?
All right, dude.
That's funny.
QBs
Next.
are the most important position in all of sports.
All of sports.
Football. Change my
All
mind.
of football?
In
Yes.
all of sport. All of
Okay.
sport. Change my mind.
I don't know if I'm going to change your mind. I don't know if I disagree. The only thing that comes to mind in the sports that I know, again, because I don't know all the sports, pitching. So, but the difference about pitching is that it's by committee,
Rotation.
right? Yeah, it's by committee. But like you're saying position, right? Pitching is extremely important.
No, I'm saying the quarterback.
Like
of
the
your
guy.
football, the man.
Yeah.
The Peyton Manning. Those type of dudes. Anybody. I mean, even Geno Smith. You know, Like that guy is more important than any other position in any of sport.
I mean, the only counter. I think I'm with you. The only counter examples is like there's some teams that won with not a very good quarterback.
There's some outliers,
like Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco won.
Trent Dilfer,
I'm not going
Tim,
that deep.
like Tim Tebow.
I'm not talking about that.
You know what I mean?
I'm saying no matter who your quarterback is of whatever team, he is more important to that team than anybody else on any other team in any other sport.
Any one individual.
Anyone. I don't give a shit if it's someone that's starting a NFL game that sucks ass that we don't know. He is more important to that team than anybody else could be in any.
He controls more of the outcome of a game. Than
And the stakes get higher when it becomes a more high profile individual.
The only position that I think even comes close is pitching. But like I said, like you said, we said, there's not a guy that you know what I mean. Yeah. Every game, it's a like I said, you pitch by committee. But I do think I would say
maybe softball pitching actually. They can ride one horse ladies, for like an entire season.
Yeah,
but then you like look at money. I'm talking billions of dollars revenue.
Yeah,
like organizational empires are on your shoulders. That doesn't happen at OU softball.
I think I can make the case that pitching is more important than the quarterback position to a team. Pitching, but that's not an individual. But I'm not. I'm with you. If you're saying one guy, like it's one person, like if he goes out,
right?
That's going to hurt you more than anybody else.
Do you have anything on this?
No, I think I agree.
No, there's not.
I think you're right.
I'm glad we all fall.
I think you're right on that one.
I heard someone. I think I heard it was like Nick Saban.
What did they say? What else? Like what position did he say?
Nothing. I think it was like I'm pretty sure Nick Saban is. He's on a talk, and he was just like, "This is the most important position in all of sport," and like everyone's just like, "Yeah, I guess."
I agree.
I thought about it. I was driving. I was like, "Yeah." I thought about it for a long time.
And you have the most decisions to make, right? Like you're making so many. You're coming to the line. You have to know all the plays. You're directing all the traffic. You have the ball every single time. You can make a mistake every single play that can ruin the game for your team.
And also, the team goes as you go, even off the field, socially.
Sure.
Like you impact that team so much. They talk about like AR-15 on the Colts right now. Anthony Richardson, how he was just like trash at being meeting on time, lifting, looking at film, like And so everyone else just is lax. And they talk about like when Peyton Manning would walk in, everyone would button up. Tom Brady, everyone would button up, but then he was also like crushing. Like those guys would like have socials and like Tom Brady wouldn't drink, but he'd have like ragers at his house.
Sure.
There's not a lot of comparables because if you even like it'd be like in pitching if you're like, hey, you have half a second to make 30 different choices.
Yes.
2 of them may be good. There may only be 1 out of the 30, and also within that half a second to make that choice, there's a 285-pound linebacker
and most
who's coming to crush your
soul.
Are
being told what to do anyways.
Exactly. Yeah. The decision making is not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close to the same.
So now I'm with you, man.
Right.
We're there.
Now let's get to Xavier Worthy.
Okay.
And this weekend, so he was.
Who's real quick, just so we all know, who's Xavier Worthy?
He's a receiver for the Chiefs.
Okay.
He's a stud.
Number 1, he's a rookie this year.
Yeah, he's from Texas. He's a stud. He's a small little guy.
He's fast, right?
Fastest combine
fastest,
ever. He kind of reminds me of like for the Chiefs fans out there, like he's like kind of like a throwback to Jamal Charles. Like I feel like if we had Jamal Charles, if the Chiefs had Jamal Charles right now on their team, they would utilize him like they do Xavier Worthy.
Okay.
But he was arrested for a domestic assault, choking. I think like the report was like choking a member in his house, or something like that, or like a family member or a relative in his house. And like I remember like my dad, I was talking to my dad about it. I was like, that could be anyone. Like it's off season. Maybe it's like a crazy uncle, like the Trump, whatever politics started thrown around, and your crazy uncle gets out of hand that's drunk and he's like had to choke his ass out.
Yeah.
And
but
or maybe
happens.
he just like pushes him and hits his throat, and his uncle calls it. Like who knows?
Could be a kid, could be his wife,
right, could be whatever.
Every
could be the
family
worst case
barbecue.
scenario.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what happened was he was broken up with his girlfriend. They broke up. She was living in the house, I guess. They broke up, and he's like, "Yo, you got to kick rocks." She refused to leave. She was like squatting in his house, and like they had a physical no. There wasn't ever a physical altercation. That's right. And like the day it got to a boiling point, like they got in like a screaming match, like in front of like all these people at the house. She called the cops and said he choked me. Cops arrested him, brought him down, They got eyewitness, like several people, like 10 people were like, yo, we watched the whole thing and none of that happened.
Oh, okay.
Like she's in the wrong. She was the aggressor, but like they never touched each other, either one of them. And so they dropped the charges.
Okay.
And like everyone was like, there's memes all over, like, oh, now the judicial system helping the Chiefs, all this stuff. But it also shows
that's funny.
A huge problem.
Okay.
Like innocent until proven guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Like that whole thing. There's some double standards, some of which like I'm kind of okay with, but like this man's reputation took a hit, whether, you want to say, well, hey, they expunged it or, they dropped the charges, whatever. Everyone still thought about that. And it's in, first impression or, the impression you have, about this player is that. And it's like, now what's this guy do to his brand deals, whatever? Because maybe now companies like, well, the fact that you even were in that position is wrong, yada, yada. I just think sucks.
I think you're right. It's innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. However, in the court of public opinion, that's not how it works.
Right, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, any accusation, pretty much, especially you're a football player, especially from a woman, you know what I mean?
Right.
Domestic violence, people hear choking, they hear domestic violence.
And you instantly think
football
Ray
player,
Rice.
They immediately think of Ray Rice. They immediately think Kareem Hunt. They immediately think these guys immediately.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't really matter.
If
like,
we're being real, Kareem Hunt's wasn't that bad.
I mean,
is that the one where he kicked her?
He kicked her.
Yeah, it's like all of his homies were trying to keep her away, and she was like smacking him with his purse, and he like kind of like kicked.
It just goes back to
and then she falls down and he kicks her a couple times on the ground.
But it just goes back to.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
It wasn't great. Maybe, but it goes back to
maybe I'm a back belt a little bit.
If there's video of it,
yes,
you're done. Like
key.
it doesn't matter if that woman, which I have opinions on too, if she hit him in the face 3 or 4 times or swung on him or whatever.
That's a law.
Yeah,
right. She's getting arrested now. It's false accusations or she's
sure.
Going to jail.
And you're in the Worthy story. I had read too that she had put hands on him and he decided not to press charges or.
How about this? I just thought of this one. That dude from Baylor, that beast, back in like 06, 07, 08, somewhere in that, when Baylor was on top with old boy RG3.
Yeah.
And it was like he came out for a coin toss and he had his jersey tucked up, tatted up, big ass black dude.
Mm-hmm.
Just huge tats everywhere, super scary.
Yeah.
Like the face mask and a visor. He got hemmed up on a rape charge and was in jail or prison or something like that for like several years. And then it comes out that it was all fake. He was falsely accused, everything. Yeah. It's like this guy had for sure a chance at the NFL.
For sure.
Like life-changing money that I think he got. I think like some teams tried out, but he's but removed from 3 years.
It's too late.
An eternity.
It's too late.
It's like, what is the repercussions for that lady?
There's none, and there should be.
Which is the problem.
But I would also add too, from a male perspective, because you can go back to saying like women shouldn't do this or blah blah blah. I go back to like what my dad says, like you are the company you keep. And you need to be careful on who you bring in the circle or whatever. And if you're a dude who's just out there looking for a lay and next one up doesn't matter. Like if you're keeping some of these women around, like you gotta have a radar going off. I'm like, hey, like you're inviting that.
You're not wrong.
Atmosphere to happen.
It's still like, what are we talking? Like what? That it's just insane that she's gonna get away with like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or her punishment will be nowhere near severe.
Sure. Yeah, it's not life ending. It's not. Yeah.
Whether he was right or wrong for being in that situation, I'm just saying it's wild.
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you both. Like if you are you got to be smart. You're a football player. You know that these people are out there. So you got to make better decisions, right? If you're not at sleeping around, it's not going to happen to you. You know what I mean? Period. Like we haven't heard anything. We have nobody is accused Kirk Cousins of rape. You know what I mean?
While we're on
nobody has
topic,
you know what I mean?
You guys should watch. You guys should listen to the first 20 minutes of the Theo Vaughn Antonio Brown podcast, and it hits on this topic kind of.
AB as well.
And let's that's homework for next week. You two, Theo Vaughn, Antonio Brown, just the first 20 minutes.
Did they dive into like important
Just
Okay, because
That's
I was
the
say
homework.
Theo Vaughn is
we're
like,
not doing a movie next week. We're doing 20 minutes of podcast, and
we'll see.
I cannot wait.
We'll see.
No, bro, you have trust me.
All right, I still want to do a movie.
Okay, dude, we'll do a movie.
Okay, thank
We're
you.
also gonna do this.
Okay.
All right.
Do you guys want to talk about Justin Tucker next, or are we good on this whole
What did he do?
conversation?
Somebody said something about him.
More-
I
What's-
don't really want to talk about it, but
All
I mean,
right,
it's,
I'll
like,
just give
boring.
Dave a.
Yeah.
He's doing the weird massage stuff that
Deshaun Watson.
He did the whole Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, okay.
But it was like not as many victims, and it was like 10 years ago, allegedly. So, and yeah, just weird stuff.
Interesting.
So I don't know.
I'm not.
Treat women with respect, boys.
Yeah, like, he could be in the wrong. I don't really know.
Yeah,
enough
no,
about
I
the
don't
situation.
either, but I'm like,
I haven't heard that one.
yeah.
All right, Fight Club.
Fight
First rule of Fight Club.
Club.
We can't talk about Fight Club. So moving on.
So moving on.
So we talked last week. We're gonna start. Dave hasn't seen a lot of movies, so we're gonna introduce Dave to movies that a lot of people have seen, or cult classics.
Yes.
Just things that are widely known by many people.
And I'm gonna be honest. I've seen this movie several times. I did not get around to watching it this week. So the last time I watched this movie was probably 6 or 7, 8 years ago. But I've seen it so many times. I'm fairly
You
confident.
feeling good?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that good of a movie.
So Dave, do you want to throw out
Is
your?
it known as like a great movie, or is it like a cult classic type of movie?
I would say it's. I mean, it didn't. I don't think it won any Academy Awards or anything, but I would say it's definitely like a cult classic.
Yeah.
That if you're a certain age or demographic, if you're male, you've seen it, you referenced it,
Yeah.
it's in your psyche.
100%. What do you think, Dave?
So this movie is interesting. Very interesting.
Hold on. First, 1 to 10. You can give decimal answers.
So I'll come back to that because I have a whole
Yeah, you're gonna have to-
You're gonna
It's
give
lot
us a
of thoughts.
dissertation.
Got a lot of thoughts.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
So-
I'll shut up.
So all I know about this movie, that Brad Pitt's in it. I know the first rule about Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah.
Right. That's the most famous thing
So
from
that's
this movie.
and that's what I'm trying to hit on too. Is like you've heard references from a lot of these
100%.
things, but you've never seen it.
Never seen it.
So we
And
get to-
then so I was like, okay, this is a movie about some guys who start an underground fighting arena. That's literally, I had no idea what it was about.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable to me that I never heard ever. This movie came out in 1999. I never heard the twist. Nobody
Really?
ever spoiled the twist to me.
No?
I was
Yeah.
completely blown away.
So you were jacked.
Bro, and the problem is, I thought this movie was terrible. I'm like, this is a bad movie.
Really?
I don't care about any of these guys. They're like starting at Fight Club, and they're like anarchists, and they're just going around. And then the whole twist of he is Tyler Durden. I'm like, literally without the twist, the twist saves it.
Did you go back and watch it again?
I watched it twice
Because now-
yes,
Yeah.
I
A
watched
lot
it
of that
again.
shit makes sense.
Oh, it's actually it goes from this movie is not very good and to actually this is fantastic.
So to Dave's
And
point,
it keeps getting better. I
Oh
feel
my
like.
God.
so to Dave's point, I talked to him a little bit before, after he'd watched it, and it was almost more enjoyable for me to rewatch it, knowing the outcome of it, because I
Yes.
was looking the whole time
way better the second time.
because
You had never watched it twice?
I've seen it many
Oh,
times, but
okay.
I haven't probably seen it in 15
Oh,
years,
yeah.
So as I'm watching it, I'm like, wow, dude, I'm looking for the little subtle hints of things coming along.
I took some notes actually.
I
really
took notes too.
because there's clues, right? So at the beginning of the movie, Tyler Durden, before he meets him on the plane, he flashes a frame into the scene 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Just a flash. So if you might not even notice it because it's literally a frame or two
Yeah.
that pops into the thing. Crazy. But there's clues throughout it. And it's so good that they do it perfectly. That both scenarios make sense to the untrained eye.
Yeah.
Right? It makes perfect sense that how he's reacting is a separate separate person.
Yeah.
And that's his own conscience,
I
alter
like-
ego.
I like how once you know that it was all in his head, that the scenes where Brad Pitt is banging out that wild crazy lady,
Yeah.
And then he's like, they never stopped. He's like,
yeah.
And you like, dude, that was him the whole
Yeah.
time.
And he says in there,
And
he's
then
like,
he's like disgusting to her when she's and
Yes.
and she's like, you're insane, and you're like, wow, no, she's crazy.
Yeah, she's
and
crazy.
Now
and then you're like, no, she's completely rational.
and he's even said he's
not completely.
Well, I mean, the way she reacts to him makes perfect sense.
Right.
She's not she's not completely
to the
rational,
untrained eye, you're like the first time you're watching it, you're like
this chick's crazy.
But he
What's
drops
going
it
on?
in there when they're in the kitchen or whatever. He drops it when she comes in. He says, as the narrator, he says, you never see Tyler and her in the same room.
Yes.
And you're like, there's another little
Yes.
Easter egg nugget they're giving you.
Like, I'm trying to think. The first one, he uses multiple fake names, right? He like at the beginning, he'll like support groups like I'm Cornelius, I'm this, I'm that. So you don't know. And like the funny thing is, when you're watching it, you don't even realize that you've never heard the main character's name.
No.
You don't even realize that no one says it.
Yeah.
Right? No one says it.
Yeah.
It's like, and then you think back. So he says things like, every night I died and every night I was born again. Things like that. He says.
Yeah.
He wakes up, he goes to sleep, wakes up in the airplanes. He tells the doctor that I wake up in places I don't know where I'm at. Like I didn't remember getting here.
Yeah.
What was another one that I saw that was really good?
I thought one of the good ones was when they were both talking about their dad.
Just that. Exactly.
They're talking about the same guy, but they were just
Genius.
talking about
I
different.
don't remember that part.
Yeah. So he says like, who would you fight?
They talk about that a lot.
And Durden says, I would fight my dad. And narrator says, I didn't know my dad. Well, he left. And then the guy's like, my dad said he went to college. So it was really important that I go. And then narrator's like, sounds familiar. And he says like, they told me to get a job. Narrator says, oh, same here, right? They're talking like they had the same experience because they're the same person.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
that part.
That scene.
That part kind of blew my mind too. Where I'm like, dang, this is so clever.
Do you remember where when he calls Tyler? So he goes home, sees his condo blown up, right? He goes to the payphone. He dials a number, calls Tyler.
Yeah.
Doesn't pick up. He hangs it up, walks away. The phone rings. He goes to it and picks it up. And if you look closely, it says no incoming calls on the payphone.
Yeah.
So he picks it up. He's talking to himself. He's talking to himself on the phone. Yeah. Like it's like what?
But Tyler called him.
Called him.
Right.
But like, you know what I mean? Like
I don't remember that scene either.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god.
I do remember his apartment getting blown up.
Yes, and he blew it up himself.
Oh, another good one. Like you said, they're like doing stuff or whatever, right? And you hear it really loudly. But then the investigator, like the police, calls him, and he picks up the phone. The noises stop because he's talking to the investigator now, right? So obviously he's not with her anymore. He stopped and he picked up the phone, and then so that's crazy. And then when he's on the phone, Tyler walks by and says, "Just tell him you blew it up." That's what he wants to hear.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's the truth. He did blow it up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so if you think about it as a conscience, being like, these are thoughts going through his mind.
Yeah.
It's like, just tell him you did it.
And and
he's like, nah.
He also talks about Tyler's jobs.
Damn.
He also talks about Tyler's jobs. Like he works part-time doing these like random jobs where he's like a waiter. He's a film reel editor at a movie theater, there are several things in here that are like pre the digital age or whatever, which is funny, but star 69 when he brings it up in the payphone. But he talks about these jobs or whatever. Those are all jobs that are out not during the day because he works during the day. Yeah. So.
And remember at the end where he goes, they beat up the investigator, right? They're like, oh, there's like an investigator that's like, I'm going to go and get to the bottom of this vandalism. And he's like a, DA kind of guy.
Yeah.
And they're at this hotel and they like find him and like threaten to beat him up or cut his junk off or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's at the hotel. Like, but it's the narrator dressed up in, I'm like, the narrator doesn't work there.
Yeah.
Tyler works there, apparently, right? But it's just everything is just.
You want me to drop another crazy one on you?
I do, yeah.
So when he first calls him because his apartment blows up, they go to the bar, they walk out. He says, "Hey, I want you to do something. I want you to hit me in the face."
Yeah.
They have their first fight together.
Yep.
Right, they're fighting. Later on in the movie, one of my favorite scenes when he gets in the fight with his boss. He's hitting himself and punching himself.
Yes.
Right? He beats himself up or whatever, make it look like his boss did it. As he's doing that, the narrator comes in himself and he says, it's weird. This reminds me of my first fight with Tyler. Because he's fighting himself in that scene too. That's another one where you're like, I would have never picked up if it wasn't for me watching it, knowing what happened.
I don't fully understand how he gets rid of Tyler at the end.
That
'Cause
part, dude,
that-
shooting himself.
Yeah, that
And
part I don't fully get.
That part I was like, all right, man, he shot himself in the mouth.
In the mouth and like survives,
and he's
but
still
Tyler
talking to people.
dies?
He's like, hey guys, stand back. I
Yeah.
shot myself in the mouth.
That one didn't fully.
I need to go back and rewatch.
He's-
I forget that part too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking
Shot
like,
himself?
At the end, he like puts the gun in his mouth. He figures it out or whatever. Puts the gun in his mouth and like shoots it, and then Tyler's gone. Right,
But
or
he's alive.
well, his alter ego Tyler. He is Tyler Durden, obviously. So like,
Right.
so his alter ego Tyler is.
so I
is
don't know if
gone.
you call that a plot, not
Hole?
a twist, but a plot hole.
Yeah, I don't
That
know.
one I got hung up on. And then the premise of Project Mayhem and blowing up the
the credit card
credit
companies.
card
Yeah.
companies because it erases everybody's debt.
Yeah,
And I'm
that-
like, is that how it works?
That's
Because
sick.
simple as that.
couldn't you
How
just
about-
go
how
to like
about
the
when they
hard
get
drive?
fat out of to make soap or whatever.
Yeah.
And it gets caught on that barbed wire.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like seared into my mind.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine
Yeah.
just someone else's fat just falling
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
your head?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is also genius too. Like he blew up his own apartment because he turned off the pilot light. Right, he turned it off intentionally, and then gas was filling it, and then like it clicked on,
Yeah.
and it blew it up. But like it was Tyler who did that.
Yeah.
You know, so
The other crazy part
I
of
mean-
people I don't like, because that's the other part when you rewatch stuff and you're like, oh, I had no idea Liam Neeson was,
yeah,
wasn't the two. So you guys know who Meatloaf is?
I've heard of
I
that
would
name.
do anything.
Yeah,
for love.
yeah.
Is it a singer?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I
Oh,
no, I
so
guess
look
not
up-
then.
Yeah. So that's a Meatloaf song.
Okay.
He's dead, by the way, now, but he's Bob with the man with
Oh,
with
really?
the, with the bitch tits.
That's right.
Which is one of my all-time favorite. Another phrase that I hear in any setting, and I just instantly start giggling.
It's literally like one of the first lines in the movie.
Yes.
It's like the first
Yes.
3 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, he's like Bob and his big.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, he's a famous singer. If you didn't know that,
I did
another
not. I did
singer
not know
tie-in. 30 Seconds to Mars. You ever heard of 30 Seconds to Mars?
Mm-mm.
What, Dave?
I don't know who that is either.
How much stuff do I got to introduce to it? We're not gonna have enough time in
Well,
my
sing us a
life.
song real quick.
Hey, we got
the
we're gonna have 1,000 episodes, so we have
yeah.
plenty of time.
you guys bantered. I'll just bring it up because
No, but yeah,
anyway. So the blonde guy in the movie that that Tyler or
Yeah.
narrator
like whips him up.
beats up. He's
Mhm.
the lead singer of 30 Seconds. Also, he's one in a cat. Like he's also he's an actor
Oh,
singer.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys banter and I'll bring up.
Yeah, no, I was again like it is. I don't think I've ever seen a movie like this where like one little part of it like saves it and like completely changes my opinion.
Yeah.
So like before the twist, like out of 10, like
Yeah.
3, like
After-
legitimately.
I mean, total overall.
Like, but like after the twist, I'm like going back and like thinking, like, I don't know, if a movie makes me think this much and like look up research and like do all this other stuff, like that's a good movie. So I'm saying 8.
eight.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna go higher.
8 or 9.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll
I mean,
settle in at 8.
Very good.
Also,
Very good.
another fun fact in the movie I looked up that when they have their first fight together, that's actually real. Edward Norton accidentally punched him in the
yes,
ear,
yes.
and they kept that scene in.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all of his reaction, everything
Yeah.
is real.
Nice. I was over here while you guys were talking about Meatloaf and stuff. Are you gonna?
We can't put that.
Huh?
I gotta mute it.
Yeah.
You're gonna copyright struck.
Yeah, dude.
You didn't hear that? That's a kid singing in the background. Anyways, 30 seconds to kill. Bury me. Bury me. I am waiting for you.
No.
Maybe it's just your rendition of it, but maybe
No. Nah.
All right, we'll bring that one
No.
back.
All right.
Anyways, two
Anyways,
I'll
famous
look it up.
singers in that movie.
Wow.
I was looking at my list for our top 5 today.
Yeah,
Okay.
Video games.
Yeah.
good
I
segue.
think we need to get on this.
Or should
Okay.
I say good Sega?
That
Okay.
way we don't run out of time like we did last time.
That's fair. That's fair. So yeah. Anyway, to sum it up, Fight Club, great movie. You have to watch it multiple times. It will you like. I don't think you can watch it and not watch it again. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it's that thinky. It's psychological. Like it questions everything. So
Yeah, I love
Good
I love the idea of it sucks, and then the ending changes everything.
yeah. No. Yeah. Seriously.
How many-
It's without if they did have that twist in it. If they say that twist was not in it.
Yeah.
Right. But everything else is exactly the same. The movie's not good
It could have been like the
at all. Actually.
It could be ranked up in there in the all-time movie twist ever.
Yeah.
Sixth Sense. You ever seen
And-
Sixth
oh,
Sense?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I have. See, I knew
Better
that one.
twist.
You know what's
That was good. I like that was a good. It was better. I feel like. Well, it was. I don't know. Actually, that's a good question.
Which one was better?
I haven't seen that movie.
Viewers,
so I know
viewers,
the
do you guys want to
twist.
vote in the comments? Like,
I know.
subscribe.
Dude, that's a good question.
Better twist. Because I mean, I feel like if like
I think
holding a
that-
gun to somebody's head and you just said, "Hey, what's the craziest movie plot twist ever that you never saw coming?" I think everybody would say Sixth Sense, right?
No, I
Maybe.
disagree. I think you'd get more. I think you get more Fight Clubs because, like scary movies there's a category of people who don't want to watch those,
At all.
and so in the court of public opinion, it
Yeah,
would be.
but it's Sixth
Like,
Sense
they're
more.
like, oh, Fight Club. Never talk about Fight Club. Like phrases from that movie. You're like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
Fight Club.
Yeah.
But Sixth Sense, I see dead people. That's another.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
I see dead people.
I think
Dude, like when that kid's talking about, do you see my dad's gun? And he turns around and his head's like half. blown off.
Yeah,
I remember thinking that's like kind of when I was like, I remember like watching when I was younger. I was like a kid, but being like, all right, something's going on here, right? Like, we gotta
Yeah.
figure. This is like a little too. I started like trying to tie strings together, and then the plot twist gets you.
we'll
Do you-
come back to that one.
do you think
Greatest
it's
movie plot
possible?
twist.
Do you think it's possible to have got the twist in Fight, like figured out the twist in Fight Club? First time watching it, I don't know, dude. I don't think it's possible.
I don't
I
think,
think-
they did it so well.
It was so well done. The last thing I want to say about
So
Fight Club,
therefore, you say Fight Club.
for me, top of my head right now, it's obviously it's not really fair because it's top of mind, but Fight Club easily. I can't think of any other twist that comes
Yeah.
close. The last thing I was thinking about Fight Club, I was thinking how was this twist not spoiled? This movie's been
Yeah.
out for
I'm amazed that you didn't know.
26 years, and I have never seen it. I have never heard anybody tell it. And then I thought about this: were they so meta that they made the first 2 rules of Fight Club to not talk about Fight Club? To subliminally, because this whole movie, right, is subliminal messaging.
Yeah.
It's like frames, things like that.
You don't talk about Fight Club, and then all you
I-
do,
And then so people literally don't tell people the twist.
yeah,
Like
they-
subliminally, like I can't talk about
right.
Fight Club.
You know
when
what?
when you have like a quote off with your boys,
Yeah.
it's never the twist. It's
Never.
always the shit, like the fat on a bar. Like, oh, you remember
Yes.
that? And they're like, oh, I remember that. Remember this? Remember?
Yeah.
Is it that?
Yeah.
Is it
I-
that deep?
you know what
That'd be
my take is?
crazy,
My take on
right?
that
would be
is-
crazy.
My take on that is the quotable lines in the movie aren't centered around that reveal. Like if there was a quoted line during the reveal where he said something like very memorable or something, and there was
Yeah.
like, Luke, I am your father. Wait, that's not the right one.
Is that it?
No, I'm your father. Whatever he
Yeah,
says.
go for it.
Anyways, I think then you would know it if it was like Tyler Durden is me, and we are, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that but there's not a memorable line. The rest of the memorable lines are all.
All right,
I
this
don't
is
know.
making me think. Let's put a pin in these 2 ideas. Well, shit, I just forgot the first one. The second one I have,
Put
we're
a pin
talking
in
about
one.
like bending people's minds and stuff. Have you guys seen? I think it's the Stanford study where they get like a bunch of dudes and they make half of them prisoners,
Yep.
or like 70% of them prisoners, and the
Yep.
other 30% wardens.
Yep.
Or, dude,
Prison guards.
yeah. Let's make that a topic for next.
Yeah,
week.
that's a good one.
Like you wanted me and you are wardens and Dave's a prisoner.
Why?
No, like watch. Oh,
Why am I the
he's
prisoner?
black? Oh
Man.
No, it's because you went to public school.
You did too.
Oh,
We're both 259ers.
Yeah. Okay.
How dare you?
Well,
Well, then
life.
tiebreaker.
Which one had better test scores?
Me and you?
I'm going with Dave on that one.
Yeah, they probably did. They probably had better test scores.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
We'll
Great.
Put it in there. Damn. What was I gonna say? What was the first one?
It's
I don't know.
okay.
It'll-
I don't know.
it'll hit me.
You
Oh,
think it-
Star Wars is Cinderella, or like all those Disney movies where there's a evil stepmother and a real father that comes in the picture. And Yoda was, and there was like a fairy godmother was Yoda. The evil step mother is like Darth Vader, and yada 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 yada. It's like this, I
Interesting.
heard this guy's take on it. I was like,
Maybe.
I don't know
It's
about
not.
that. I
Yeah.
do know in a majority of the Disney movies, there is a set formula where
Yeah.
a parent
no,
or
yeah, everyone, that's what I'm
figure
talking about.
dies
Mm.
It's like
to set
but
the
Star
tone and
Wars-
sympathize with the main character. So you're
Sure.
invested
Right,
in that
exactly.
person right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
Okay.
Video
All right.
games.
All right, let's go into the top 5. All right, gentlemen, as Colin said earlier, our top 5 for the week is top 5 video games. So unlike movies where I've only seen 5.
Time out. Have you guys seen what's the movie with Steve Carell where he's like getting divorced and his daughter is dating the guy?
Yeah.
What movie is that?
Love.
Wait, what?
Actually,
Crazy
maybe?
Stupid Love?
Crazy Stupid
Oh, with
Love.
Ryan Gosling?
Yes.
Oh, I
Ryan
love that
Gosling.
movie,
Yeah,
dude.
All
that's
right, dude, you were just sucking out of your straw, and Ryan Gosling when they're going out when he goes out with Steve Carell one of the first times, Steve Carell's like drinking his drink out of a straw. He's like, "No, first rule, stop drinking out of these." And just like throws. He's like, "Well, you just hit someone." And he's like, dude, it reminds me of a tiny schwanza, and I'm not gonna suck on it to get my. It's like I always like razz my dad because he'll have like a cup like this, but he'll be drinking out of a straw. It reminded me when I saw him drinking out of a straw.
Like I have a guttural laugh every time I see the scene in the movie, but the first time I saw it for sure when they're in the sauna and he passes like he's sitting there and he's got his leg crouched on the table and he's like, all right, he's like giving him his spiel,
Yeah.
and Steve Carell passes out into his crotch. That part hits me every time.
All right, top 5. Who's going first?
Top 5 video games. I went first last week because I think Matt.
Have you gone first?
My turn?
Hannah?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna jump into it.
Hit
So I'm gonna give you.
Hit
So my top 5 is gonna span a few decades,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also gonna span many different video consoles.
Great.
So we're not sticking to one.
Fantastic.
As I was developing this list, I was thinking in my head, like, man, you could branch off all kinds of different top 5 video game consoles in this, because that made me think, like, man, this is a lot. Top 5
I don't think
video.
it'd be enough.
I don't care about that enough.
Okay.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say that there's gonna be no crossovers on this list. I don't think we've crossed over at all on any of our lists.
Oh,
I think they've been like 15, new ones. Like we haven't like said the same thing.
right.
So I think that's
think
gonna
we might get
continue.
one today.
You think we might get a crossover?
I think we'll get one.
Okay.
We probably will. I have some
We'll do-
honorable mention. I'm gonna
It
keep
might not
those.
be it might not be
do
in the
it at the
same
end.
in the same slot.
No,
Like, they
for
might not be
sure.
able to know.
Yeah, that'd be.
All right.
We're gonna get one today.
So for mine,
I'll put
my
$5 on it.
what I said it for myself was like just what's a video game that you think back on and you have just like fond memories and times of your life.
Right.
Okay.
Your
So,
top 5. Here we go.
Number 5, NFL Blitz.
NFL
Boom.
Blitz.
Boom. First one.
Yeah.
Really?
Came out
Okay.
in 1998 on the Nintendo 64.
Okay. Yes.
Which
But also had a revival with Ricky Williams on the cover when we were like in high school or college.
I don't remember that.
They had it was like
What was the NFL? There's NFL Street.
oh no, I'm thinking the street.
Yeah,
but
it was
Blitz
like-
also had
Did it?
with Lawrence Taylor.
Was it Blitz the League?
Yes, where you could
Like do
insert-
drugs and stuff.
do-
Yeah.
steroids and stuff.
Yeah.
Blitz, and that
Okay, I
was
don't
like
remember that.
I think that was in college.
My mom messed
and it was
up.
just as dope as Blitz. Like
I was
remember
rated
being
M
like-
for
Yeah.
mature.
Yeah.
We went to the arcade with our boys.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
our boys were hanging. Dude, me and Hayner, we
Dude,
played like
we were
5
getting
games in a
after
row
it.
of Blitz.
Yeah.
100%,
And then, like the
Dude.
kids are like, "What are you playing?" Like, dude,
Just-
shut up, dude. What you got
Great
next?
game. Great game.
There's like
Yes.
10 plays.
Yeah. The
There-
bomb.
Yeah, the bomb, suplexing dudes, just like landing on dudes after the thing, and then it goes right to it, and
Now
then
that's
like
uncalled for.
the fireball that you could throw up
Yeah,
after like
that's
a certain
right.
amount of
Yeah.
completions
Yep.
is great.
But
Great.
a lot of fun to watch. And you could do like the cheat codes. If you play on console, like it gave you like 30, maybe like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
To like put in the cheat codes for big head.
Big
do, like,
fat head mode,
Yeah.
yeah.
like ultimate boost.
I
Yeah.
remember going to my buddy's house and he put one in. And I was like, "Yo, what is this?" And I'm like, "This is so dumb."
Yeah.
And after like playing a couple games, I'm like, "Fat heads only." Dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not playing without fat head.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you better turn
Yeah.
that on.
No,
All right,
All right,
my top 5.
Number
That's a
5.
good one. That's a salty one.
thank you.
Number 5.
Is my number 4 actually, but my Blitz is my number 4. My number 5 is NFL Street I don't remember the old version if there was one, but the one with Ricky Williams on the cover.
That was number 1.
Oh, that
There was
the
1,
only
2,
one.
and 3 of NFL.
Okay, well, the number 1 one.
Yeah.
I remember like Ricky Williams' special ability was like he could run up the wall because
Mhm.
you're playing in like an alley,
Yeah.
and just like Mike Vick was raw in
Yeah.
that game.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Is
Warren Sapp was in that game.
100%.
is that where they were in like
Untouchable,
they were in like jeans and stuff?
Yes,
and like
dude.
jean
Yep.
shorts
Yes.
and
Yep.
yeah.
bro. Warren Sapp. I would choose the Bucks. Was Mike Allstott? I think it was Warren Sapp.
Yeah.
And Mike Allstott,
Yeah,
bro.
dude.
I would get it.
Wouldn't you be playing like
Yeah.
under a highway and there's like pallets and
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Oh,
It's tight.
NFL Street, amazing. The second one was my favorite. I played that game so much. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic game.
Great. All
I
right.
played the second one because
But dude, we-
Exhibit was in it.
Me and you were right
Exhibit.
on the line, man.
I do remember that too.
Yeah, that was NFL Street 2.
Yeah, I remember that too. All right.
That's good. Number
Yeah.
5.
Did you guys find it
NFL
hard
Blitz.
to do this list? Like narrow it down?
So yeah, I was
I'm not a big video game.
I was going to get into that.
I'm not really either anymore. But
like-
growing
like-
up, yeah.
So for movies, I had like 5 movies. It was easy. This is extremely difficult.
We're in your
I
wheelhouse,
have played
bro.
tons of video
This
games.
is your movies list for me.
100%.
I was
100%.
I was excited to hear Collins because I was like, man, I wonder what his is gonna be like. Because
There's a theme to mine.
yeah.
Football.
Yeah,
I already,
football
you already know there's 2.
Do they make gangster ones?
Yeah.
Grand Theft
Yeah, I
Auto.
just thought
Oh, I
about
shouldn't
GTA,
even say
dude.
it. I thought about
That'd
it.
be up there.
That's
It
funny.
crossed my
I
mind.
remember that
That's
popped
funny.
up.
But I was-
like in 4th grade, dude, and it was just like
I was really looking forward to yours because I was like, man,
Yeah.
Dave had to put some thought into this because I know
Yeah.
he's covered the spectrum.
I have played a lot of video games. I
Yes.
still play video games. It is my main, if I'm by myself, hobby. Instead of watching movies or TV shows, it is video games.
That's
all
fair.
right, let's hear it. 5.
Well, but I got to be some clarification. These are my top 5 games of all time,
Correct.
right? Not right now,
Yeah.
right? Because these some games,
Nostalgia included,
for sure.
everything.
Some
Yeah,
games
I'm
that I
with
play
it.
the games that I'm playing most right now aren't going to make the list actually.
Yeah.
'Cause I've only been playing for a couple months, so I don't think that counts.
I'm cool with that. Let's
Yeah,
hear
man.
it.
So-
I'm excited.
So I don't know if you
A
actually like
real
my
gamer vision.
I don't know if you like my list or not, but
That's okay.
number 5,
Halo,
Sid Meier's Civilization.
like
Have you ever
Sim
played
City.
that? No.
Duh.
Have you ever played that game?
The fuck?
No.
Okay, so it's Civilization. So
Oregon Trail.
the one specifically, it's a whole series,
Number
but the one
crunchers.
specifically that I played the most was Civ 5, the 5th one.
Okay.
So you start with a settler and a warrior in 4000 BC.
Oh, it's like Age of Empires.
Similar.
Okay.
Yep. But
okay.
it's like a big board game. It's turn based. So it's not real time. It's like turn based. So I'm a big board gamer as well. But you start with a
Will you
warrior.
play online with someone? And you make a move, and then they'd make a move.
So-
you wait.
So you can. I never really did because you had to wait. I usually play against the computer because you could like ramp up the
Instant.
difficulty
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
instant. Exactly.
Okay.
But like throughout the game ends at like the year 20, 2050 or 20 something like that. So you start in 4000 BC with a guy with rocks,
Right.
and you go through the ages, getting more technology, building more cities,
Yeah.
and then by the end of the game you have like 20 cities.
Sorry, guys.
Oh my god.
You have like 20 cities. You have,
Embarrassing.
and it's kind of fun too. Like I'm building my tech, so I'm gonna bring in my tanks to this my opponent, and they're trying to fight my tank with like, like horse and buggy, like
Right,
cavalry, because like they didn't concentrate on their tech like I did,
Right.
But they could be, so it's like, and you can win the game by just conquering everybody. You can win the game by going to space. You can win the game by
Oh.
economics. There's a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah.
So
it's not
when did this come out?
This one,
Like, is this?
the one I'm talking about, came out in 2010.
Okay.
But
It's
that was
this PC
number 5.
game, PC based game.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
But the first one came out years before that. Yeah, Civilization 5. It is
There you go.
It's different.
like it.
It's
I like
it's
it.
slower pace for sure, but it's much thinkier than some other
I feel like
games.
as we go through
Thank
Dave's
you.
list, like me and you are gonna feel like when Dave is listening to us talk about movies and movie quotes and references, and we're like, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
the rest
We're
of
like
these,
the
the rest of these are,
knuckle draggers.
I think you'll know
Okay.
in that one. So that's my number 5.
Don't look at my
Alright.
Civ
bro.
5
All right.
on number 4.
Number 4 for me, I'm going with Call of Duty, World at War. Was my number 4. This came out in 2008.
Yep.
I played it on the PS3.
Is it like old
Fantastic.
time World War
World
II?
War II based.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was the first induction of
Nazi
zombies. Yes, Nazi zombies.
Oh.
So then from there,
Yeah,
they expanded
yeah.
zombies. I think it was its own game, like by itself or something, or maybe it's a package
No,
or something.
I don't think it's ever been its own game, but it's
Yeah.
been in every one
Was
that
Modern
that
Warfare
studio-
before it or after it?
Well, both. The first Modern Warfare was before this one.
I think World at War was its first like World War II base because they've had like 4 World War II base
So but
Call of
the
Duties.
original Call of Duties were all World War II games. So
Okay.
Call of Duty 1
That's right,
and
because Modern
2
Warfare was the
and
first.
3. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Call of Duty 4 was Modern Warfare, and that's when they went from World War II into the modern
Yeah.
age. Yep. And then they went back. Then
Yeah.
that one they went back to the. World War
But specifically with this one,
Modern Warfare
like
is where it's at.
why I loved it is because like this was I was out of high school at that time. We're all working, but we would meet up during the week, the weekends. We'd be hanging out, having some drinks and all that good stuff, and then we just play zombies like all night.
Nazi zombies.
Gotta put the boards on the
Yeah.
wall.
Get to the
remember-
Tear 'em
bus,
off.
push the bus.
So
over
I
there.
remember not having, because I was a Modern Warfare guy.
Yeah.
I remember, so I was like, I had played Nazi zombies, but I wasn't like in love with it. Getting into the dorms in college and people playing Nazi zombies, there was a hierarchy of like, we'd play Nazi zombies and like, dude, you are trash. Like, why would you not set up? Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And then like you see someone else jump on the sticks.
Yeah.
And like, they're like simpatico. Two
Yeah.
dudes, they'd play together, split screen.
Sure.
And they'd be two dudes and they just hammer out. Like, it was like to see like who can get the highest levels.
Mhm.
Yo, Pilla
sure.
and Ankar just got to level 40 or whatever.
Yeah.
And they like
Yeah.
would spread through the dorm.
Yeah.
It was,
It would be
It was
and I
good,
was
dude.
never in that convo, dude.
Hey.
It was fun. Like, it was a fun wave to
Yeah.
ride.
and stuff got real, man. Like
Yeah.
you get intense, you find out stuff about yourself and the
Save
people
me, dog.
around
come
you.
on, come on, get over here.
Yeah.
I can't, bro. Like, they just like running, bro, because like the Nazis
Yeah.
are. I
Bro,
remember,
you
like,
gotta-
hurry up, dog. Like, there'd be so many
And,
like
like, the-
arguments, dude.
The more like zombies came along and the more higher levels, like the music kept getting more intense. Like,
You hit that ray gun, you hit that.
Yeah, because every time you get a
Uh-huh.
kill or like do anything, you get money.
yeah.
You can use the money to buy the guns off the wall, to buy ammo from off
Yeah.
the wall, and then unlock new rooms,
That
Yeah.
chest.
and then the mystery box.
Yeah.
And there was a
Mystery
tactic to
box.
not open rooms.
Yeah.
Like, I learned that. Like, I was like,
Yes.
we got to open these rooms. And like,
Yeah.
I sat down with my boys, and he was
Yeah.
like, bro, do not open that room yet. We need to wait till level 12 or
Yeah.
whatever. He's like, because we cannot handle that many windows.
Yep.
And I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
this is different.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I could close
I
my
like that.
eyes and just hear the zombies
that.
around
So-
me
so
still.
let's
It's not my favorite, but I do appreciate that. That's a
Okay.
good call.
100%. That's not my favorite Call of Duty, and it's not my favorite zombies. I think they perfected it in Black Ops 1.
Yeah.
Is that when they perfected it? But absolutely, was that kicked it off. So
Mhm.
for
Yep.
sure. So that's match number 4.
Yep.
Call of Duty World at War.
I'm going to keep this one short. We already talked about it. NFL Blitz.
There
is
you go,
number
my
4.
guy.
NFL Blitz.
It's raw. It's great. It's everything that we talked about is awesome.
I don't remember. I didn't look this up earlier. Was there? Was it Jerome Bettis or something? Was on
Cordell
the cover?
Stewart. Cordell Stewart.
I knew it was a.
Yep.
I knew it was a
Slash.
Steelers.
I
Steelers.
should have asked you
I
guys.
knew it was a
know David-
Steelers guy.
His nickname,
Yeah.
Slash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why was it Slash, Hanger? Do you remember?
I actually don't know that.
He also
You don't know
played.
that
I
answer
don't know
either?
why it was Slash.
Did he also play the guitar really well?
He played so many positions.
Ah.
He's
Mm.
quarterback slash slot
Yeah.
slash H-back slash. In the
Oh, I like
program,
that.
they'd slash his position.
That's cool. I
so
like
That's
that.
they
tight.
started calling him Slash.
He went to Colorado.
Yeah, the Buffs.
He had the Hail
was
Mary.
he was ahead of his time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was. I mean, he was raw. Like, I used to love watching Cordell Stewart,
Mhm.
but
Yep.
he would do well in this era. I feel like.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
So yeah, Collins number 4, NFL Blitz. No arguments here. Great game. My number 4, third-person shooter. Played it a lot. This
James
is
Bond. James Bond.
No, this is
Goldeneye.
Gears of War.
Oh.
Gears of War.
Yeah.
Particularly Gears of War 3. I played Gears of War 1 barely. Played Gears 2 a decent amount, but Gears 3 was where it
Marcus.
took Marcus Phoenix.
Yeah.
100%.
The
and his
chainsaw
buddy
gun, dude?
Dom, and then Coltrane. the
Cold
black guy.
Train.
Yeah, great. The story mode was pretty good, but the tactical
Nah,
gameplay
I didn't like it.
was amazing.
It was
I loved
yeah.
I mean,
That was
great game. I know
only-
everyone's talking about great game. It's
Mhm.
next level compared to Call of Duty, whatever. I was a Call of Duty guy at that point,
Sure.
and I wasn't like a hardcore gamer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I'm gonna keep up with the boys in the dorms, I gotta
Stick to one.
I gotta stick on this game.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Can-
Yeah, this came out in 2011, so I was in college
Yep.
when this one came out, and yeah, me and my friends played it a lot.
Bro, the
It
chain.
wa- I remember watching my homies play it.
Mhm.
How gruesome it was.
It was very bloody.
It was
Mhm.
Correct.
on a different level.
Yes.
Because it would go on the blood would splat on the screen, but it's like, dude, all time,
That's right.
all time weapons, which should be something we talk about. But the chainsaw gun,
It called the Lancer. Was the gun? Yeah.
dude,
Is it chainsaw bayonet? Which is like, and no, it's not. That is not
Practical?
practical.
No.
At all.
But
No.
it's also not just a chain. It's a massive chain. Like
Yes.
it'd be a chainsaw that's like this big.
Dude. Well,
Because I remember like it was like sticking out of the gun. It's like,
Uh-huh.
dude, That
Dude.
chainsaw, that wheel, it was like a wheel. It was like that would be this big, dude.
Just like
Yeah.
the front of it, just like this
Yeah.
little part of it was sticking out.
And you'd have to
Sick
like
nonetheless.
start it too,
Like a-
wouldn't you? Before you,
Yeah,
like,
100%. Yeah, you have to
You
rev
gotta
it.
prime
You
the
have to
engine,
rev it.
dog.
Yeah.
wind it up.
You want it up?
But like in the multiplayer, it was like risk reward. Like obviously, you're very exposed while you're running with your chain. You can't shoot it.
Yeah.
So like with your rev, but if you get to them, they're dead. Instant kill. But another good weapon, they had a lot of good weapons. The torque bow was a very cool weapon.
I don't
It was a
remember
bow and arrow, but it hit and exploded. So that's a pretty cool one. That was like an insta kill in
that. Hawkeye does that too.
in the game. So good story. Cheesy. It was a cheesy lines. They're like everybody was huge. The guns were huge. And
Yeah.
everything was
That,
really
though.
big.
Like that though.
But
Yeah.
Juice 'em up.
again,
Yeah.
just nostalgia for me playing. I love the tactical. Like you really had to work together
Mhm.
because everybody has so much health. Like in Call of Duty, you could just like by yourself mow down everybody.
Yeah.
Right. But like in this one, they had so much health, you couldn't just Rambo it because
In multiplayer mode?
exactly. Yeah. You really had to work together, and it was third person, so you could like use cover. Like you could like stick onto the cover and like put your gun out and shoot, and like pop out and shoot, and like go back behind cover.
I do kind of remember it was like people saying it was more realistic than Call of Duty.
It was
Mhm.
I don't know about that because
Like
there's
the
like
first
aliens.
one.
and
The
stuff.
first one. No, I mean as far as like aiming and stuff, like you can't just aim like this. Like
Yeah.
it would make you lean
You could like
over.
lean out, and you could like, or you just
Yeah.
like blind fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good game.
I forgot about that. That was cool.
Yeah. So Gears of War 3 is my number 4.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
On number 3.
Number 3 for me. I'm gonna go old school on you guys here. I'm gonna throw out Donkey Kong, and specifically Donkey Kong Country,
Is that on
which
64
was
also?
so no. This came out in 1994 on the
Okay.
Super Nintendo.
Okay.
Yeah. So at the 64 ones, I think were like Diddy and what's
Diddy?
yeah, and,
Diddy Kong.
Yeah, Diddy Kong and what's the girl's name?
Oh, I don't remember her name.
Something Kong.
If we
but-
knew that, we'd be.
But
know what
that's just
Diddy
a-
was up to.
yeah, but that's just a game I remember growing up playing like just so frequently, and like
Okay.
just all of the nostalgia behind it.
I didn't play any Diddy.
I'm gonna
Donkey
say
Kong
I don't
games.
really have a
Yeah.
opinion on this.
Yeah, I don't either.
Good for you. I don't know.
Okay.
Never, not really.
Okay.
I mean, I understand the nostalgia,
DK.
Yeah.
but I never played
Donkey
it.
Kong.
Oh, yeah.
DK.
All right,
Donkey
thanks-
Kong is
thanks for-
All right,
Thanks for your support, guys.
my
Appreciate
number 3, Modern Warfare, the
Okay.
first one and the second one,
Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
because one came out in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I was probably doing. I remember that was like the game was sick, and I got it for Christmas or whatever, but I didn't have multiplayer in high school.
I
So I
see.
still love, like, I got really good at the game because I
Mhm.
beat it,
Mm-hmm.
and then go to beginner, normal,
Yeah.
hard, elite, whatever.
Like Legend.
So, yeah, so I got really good at the game,
Yeah.
even though I couldn't play online. And then when I moved to college, I think I just like saved up my money for the semester. Like after working for the summer, I was just like, I had a lot of cash. I was like,
Mhm.
it was like $50 at the time. I was
Yep.
like, I could pay $50. And I got online, played, and it was sick.
Yes.
And then the next one came out, and we were
Mhm.
still living, like, I was
Yeah.
still like in that like young college lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
hanging out till 3 a.m. with your, 7 of you guys, and
Yeah.
whoever had the biggest TV, you're in that room,
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
and it was and you thinking you're good.
Yeah.
Like you go like 12-5, and you're like,
Mhm.
that was solid match.
Yeah.
And you go down the street, and
Yeah.
like your buddy's like 40-2, and you're like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And his sticks were like, he taught me like sensitivity.
Oh,
He's like, I can turn way faster than you, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, but you can't aim. And he's like, well, I can. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh. That's when I started learning like there's way different levels. than
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
But it's that like dorm lifestyle.
So
nostalgia.
which one would you choose?
Probably the second one,
Hmm.
Modern
Mhm.
Warfare 3 or 2 or whatever.
So I'll go ahead and my number 3, because my number 3 is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Nice. Okay.
The best Call of Duty,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I absolutely loved this game.
Yeah. I
Like,
agree.
so they came out in 2009. Fantastic, right? Because Call of Duty, the Modern Warfare 1 introduced a create a class, right? Where you can like create your own class.
Yeah. Yeah.
They also introduced the kill streaks. So you get, but there was only only 3, right? 3 kills was
UAV.
UAV. 5 kills was airstrike, and then 7 kills was a helicopter, which like fly in.
They didn't have anything else in that?
No.
I don't
In Modern
remember
Warfare 2, that's when they
Had all the
introduced
different stuff.
how more kill streaks, you could customize. You could pick 3, but you could pick from list of like
25 kills was a C-130.
that was a nuke. 25.
Nuke.
I forgot. You mean I would call
What was
those
the
in.
C-130?
It was AC-130, and that was 11.
Okay, I remember being like watching my buddies do. I'm like, this would be so. We used to play.
Yeah.
My buddy would play. I'm like, yo, AC-130 games, and he'd be like, yeah, because
Yeah.
the whole goal was for him to get 11 kills, and he would throw me the sticks, and I would shoot the AC-130.
Yeah.
But like it happened, and he was good, so
Yeah.
he would do it like every like 4th game.
Yeah.
So I just ended up sitting there for like
Yeah.
hours and hours and hours, and only playing
Mhm.
video games for like a few minutes.
Yeah.
And you would, dude, you would bring the rain with that thing.
Did you ever
too,
play this
man.
one?
So
Oh, yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I would go for the nukes because remember the nuke, 25 kill streak, the game's over. You call him the nuke, it counts down from
Right.
10. It goes,
I remember the first time
just
it
0,
happened to
it blows up, you win. Game's over.
and they're talking shit in the
Yeah.
because like the lobby opens up
Yeah.
as it's all blowing up, and
Yeah,
you just hear the
dude.
guy like, "I did that,"
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. And you're just like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
what is going on?"
Yeah.
That's it. How you got the nuke was you either go at 7, you go for the Harrier strike, which was an airstrike, and then it's like it was a plane that kind of hovered and shot people. That was the one
And
that
it
one.
always happened on the test site house. Remember, it was like a village. Like, remember they do like the test sighting for nukes.
So that was Nuketown, and that was in Black Ops. That wasn't in Modern Warfare.
It was opposite.
It was that was the so
Sandstorm.
Rust. You're thinking of Rust.
Rust.
Rust was in Modern Warfare 2. It was a small map, and it was like
Maybe
if
I'm
you
thinking
did
of
one-on-ones,
Rust.
you always went to Rust and played against each other. Yeah.
Maybe that's
In Black Ops, so we went Modern Warfare 1.
You couldn't do a nuke in that Nuketown?
No.
Or maybe the end of the game.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Yeah, at the end of the game in Nuketown, it blew up like
No matter what.
yes, like
Correct.
the test
like
went
the,
off.
The timer's
Yeah.
off. That's what it is. That's
Yes.
what, and that's when people would be talking all that head. in
That was the
lobby.
next one. So like it was end up 2 and then Black Ops 1.
Yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
you. I'm with you.
So yeah, I mean, loved it. Played stupid amounts of this game. Like you went to your stats, it would tell you how much you played.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like I had like 14 or 16 days, like of actual time,
Law verge.
like
bro.
daytime.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean, like
That's-
actual.
Like 24 hours.
Yes, like I played
Yeah.
a crazy amount of Modern Warfare
Yeah.
2. So I got like 10 nukes in my day. I was solid. I was with the intervention sniping people.
Bro, I
Oh,
remember the
I
first
believe
time
you.
you got someone that was hacking.
Yes.
I was in college.
Yes.
And this dude had a gold shotgun, and the game starts, and everyone's dead instantly.
you just flying around.
Yeah, and you're just like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, like, we catch him, like someone else is playing, and I was like, well, someone's like, yo, what's that? He's like walking in the air,
Yeah, you just
and
floating
then
around.
like he just like gets down, shoots like 4 people, jumps
Flies,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
and, like, I remember like
Dude.
people were getting mad.
People get
and-
hot.
But me and my friends were like, we were all just like enamored. Like
Yeah.
we're like messaging like, yo, how do you do this?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But he's like, send me X amount of money, and we're like,
Yeah,
yo,
that
dude.
was a
And
thing.
like
I
all of us
remember
were like,
that
yo,
too.
I'm kind of down. I'm kind of down to do this.
We could pull some money together. I'm
Yeah,
sure
we
this
were
guy's
all
good
talking
I'm
like,
sure
I'll
this guy's
put in
good for it.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's like $100, that's
It
that's
was
worth
wild. And I also remember there was a hit. There was one where there was like a sniper position that you're not supposed to be in. It's like
Yeah.
the most elite of positions.
Mhm.
And this guy just was just,
You could like jump on a crane and like jump across the thing.
yeah.
Also, this game had so many glitches. There's a care package glitch. One of the kill streaks was care packages. You could throw this little canister and it would
Yeah.
a care package would
Yeah,
fall.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
you could do it a certain way and you get infinite. You would throw it and it'd come down and you throw another one. And like they finally fixed that. This game was so unbalanced. It was like people
But fun though, right, dude?
100%.
It's just like, this is kind of cool.
Yes, you could use like the noob tubes.
Do you
right?
think they did it on purpose?
I don't know.
Like, let's let these guys have some fun.
but like the noob tube was like an underslung grenade launcher,
yeah.
and you could equip it with a certain perk, and it would just be like a bomb. You just boom.
Yeah.
And you can have another perk that got you infinite ammo, and there's all this stuff. But
They
I
al-
never stopped playing, even though this is so annoying.
They also
I
had,
kept
remember,
playing it.
hardcore. That was when hardcore mode came out
Yes,
too, right?
Like one bullet and you're dead, or
And
two.
it was like really realistic.
Yes.
And you could kill your own teammates.
Yes, friendly fire, all
Dang.
that.
Yeah, dude.
Fantastic. I mean, I have so many good memories of playing that game back in high school and college.
I'm with you on that,
So
bro.
I mean that matches up. We say we wouldn't be in the same
Yeah.
position, but both our number 3s, Call of Duty.
It makes me kind of
Modern
Warfare
Warfare 2.
Switch. Kind of screwed that up.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Number-
That was
So
a good little stroll down memory lane.
It was number 2.
hopefully we can go back.
You were pretty quiet. That wasn't your jam.
Well, I think I've tailed off. I've played that, but I think I started tailing off about that time. Sure. I stopped playing.
It's all about timing.
Yeah.
These games are literally all about timing. Where you were when they came out, like where you were in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's literally it. It's not necessarily the game itself is better. It's just that it happened to coincide with when you were playing games the most.
Yeah.
100%.
You know.
Okay. So my number 2, very nostalgic for me, same thing, is Halo. In particular, I'd say I definitely played the first Halo, but I'd say like I don't know, 2 or 3, probably 3 maybe where I have the most memories from or whatever. But either or the 2. But that was the first like trilogy of the series or whatever, and then they did a bunch of other stuff after
Halo
that.
is not in my top 5, but I do respect it.
Yeah.
Because it was the first multiplayer shooter I ever played. My buddy had it, went over to his house.
Yeah.
And there was always fights in the locker room and in the dorms about which one's better, Call of Duty or Halo.
Yep.
And,
Yeah.
man, Call of Duty's trash because you don't got to aim for stuff.
Yeah.
Halo, you gotta hold that thing on them.
Yeah.
And they just be going back and forth.
Yeah.
I was always Call of Duty.
And Halo was exclusive to just the
Xbox.
That's true.
Just like Gears was.
Right, and then and that started like the argument.
That flame more.
You're trash if you're not on unless you're on PS5.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta pay for your subscription. Yeah, that means that the real ones are on it.
Uh-huh.
Bro, it was always something,
So
dude.
true.
Yeah.
It was always something.
But
So
yeah,
true.
it just in general, I love that. It just, I mean, the premise of it all, like too, the Master Chief, the suit, the weapons, the warthog, like
Yes.
and you can play with your boys on that, hopping in the back of the warthog,
Yeah.
and you're the driver, just going ham around places, and you got your buddy in the shotgun,
That was dope.
dude in the back, and you're just laying
Yeah, that
out
was pretty
fire,
sure.
dude. We used to play that in high school, and it's like probably dates me, but we would bring we'd go over somebody's house. Everybody
LAN
would bring
parties.
over a TV. Yep, you guys did those?
Absolutely.
No,
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I would go. I didn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't like a video game guy.
Let me
show up.
let me jump in because I absolutely did those
Okay.
with my number 2, which is Halo 3.
Okay.
Halo 3.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. And yes, did I bring we bring it 3 Xboxes? Or we had 2 Xboxes. So we had 4 guys on this TV
Yeah.
in this room, 4 guys on that TV
Bro.
in that room. We're playing 4v4.
Screen peekers, bro.
Uh-huh.
Well, but you're in different rooms.
Oh, that's
You're in different
right.
rooms.
Yeah, because you have like a
And
router.
so you can work together.
Yeah, because you have like a router in the
Yeah.
middle, and then you just have like trails of cables.
Huge Ethernet cables. Yeah,
Bro,
dude.
how about when Buddy's mom walks through and unplugs something?
Yeah, somebody kicked over the
Dude.
thing.
Yeah.
I'd be at my boy's house, and he would, "What the heck, mom?
Yeah.
Come on!" So,
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you would roll up to your buddy's house, and you'd be getting out with all this equipment, and it would look like you're setting
Hater
up
had
for
frosted tips and cubic zirconium.
That's for sure, dude.
Rocking his Xbox.
My pop
dude.
collar, dude, just
Dude.
carrying this 300-pound,
Hi, Mrs.
27-inch TV.
Johnson. Steve's upstairs.
Yeah, but dude,
Yeah,
hours doing that.
Dude, Halo 2 was
That's-
good. I played a lot of Halo 2, but Halo 3 added so many new features. They had the Forge mode, where it's like an empty space where you could like spawn in things. I want a warthog here, and I can make your own map. And people made crazy stuff. You could like get on the community and download maps. People made like amazing maps, just from this Forge mode that they could put in the game. They
You
put it
would
in,
play that in multiplayer?
so you could not in multiplayer, but like I'm saying, you could like go on the community and see what people have made. This was the first of that thing for me in my life, like community made stuff. Like before that, it was just the
What they chose.
what they made, the developer. But they just gave you a sandbox essentially, and then you could literally do whatever you wanted with like you could put a
But
box.
what do you do with the map?
You can play on the map. You can play whatever you want. So you
In
like
multiplayer mode.
well, yeah, exactly. But I'm saying not online multiplayer. Like not
It's
like
you
competitive,
versus-
not
it's you versus
competitive.
10
Yeah.
non.
Well, no, me and Matt could play together, but it's not competitive because Halo was a very competitive game.
That's what I'm saying. They
Like
should have made
ranked.
it that.
Yeah.
But then it wouldn't be as balanced because these maps weren't balanced. They were just fun. You know what I mean? And you could make your own game modes. You could like turn the health all the way up. You could like put infinite ammo. You could turn all these different things. Like make one person invisible. One person. We made a game called Fat Kid, where he was like had a hammer. Remember the gravity hammer?
Yeah.
And he was super duper slow, couldn't move, but he was invincible. You couldn't kill him. And like there's zombie mode that people made, all these different things. Also extremely competitive, which is probably why I liked it the most. Because like it was 4v4 and it was like a coordinated attack. Like you were like playing like you're playing a sport. You're working
Yeah.
together, you're calling things out.
Did you guys switch teams during your little LAN parties?
No, not me.
No.
Because I took it like I took everything. Like
So you'd
we're
have like
here
a draft,
playing.
like these are my boys till then.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah,
I love
yeah.
because I love like playing, and then the game would get over, and then everybody would come out, and then it'd just be like a shit talking. It's like, bro, you can't do that.
Yes.
Yeah. What was your favorite weapon in the game?
The battle rifle.
Yeah.
BR.
I used to do
And then
the
the
dual
sniper.
wielding with it. What was the alien one that
Needler.
shot the plasma guns?
Uh-huh.
Dual plasma gun. Even though it was like it just looked cool.
That was literally called the noob combo.
Yeah.
Because you charge up the plasma pistol and you shoot them and their shield goes all the way down, and then you shoot them again and they're dead.
Yeah.
So they called it the noob combo.
Shots fired.
So it didn't
bro.
take any
Shots fired.
skill to use.
Hey, it's fun. It's fun.
And the sniper was great. Like you hit him,
Shot.
like you hit him in the body. It's 2 shots to the body, but 1 shot to the head.
Yeah.
And you shoot him in the head, and like there's like a rag doll. Like they,
Yeah.
man, it felt so good. You get the little medals, like double kill, triple kill,
Yeah.
overkill.
I do remember hearing those.
Yeah. Hours and hours and hours of Halo.
Nice.
So,
Did we have a
Halo
lot
3.
of cross?
I didn't think we have any crossover. I was absolutely wrong. We
I
have.
called it, bro.
You
You guys
did.
owe me $5.
You were right. You were
You
right.
guys
So
owe
I,
me $5.
so I jumped ahead to do my 2. Which
That's
is
fine.
Halo. So
That's
what's
fine.
yours?
My 2's not that good. I regret my 2. My number 2 is Crash Bandicoot.
Yes.
Okay.
And like getting us talking about all these different games. There's
Yeah.
way better games than Crash Bandicoot, but
Some nostalgia.
I picked it because it's the first video game I ever played. Like
Fair.
my boy, I'd go to my grandma's house. I'd walk on the cinder block wall, like through 2 different yards, and jump in his backyard.
Mhm.
Knock on the back. Hey, Mrs. Barella, is Tyler here? And we'd play Crash Bandicoot.
What
Nice.
system was that on?
Like
Was that 64?
Sega Genesis or
Sega?
64. It's like one of those old ones.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have video games growing up like that, but
Okay.
I do. But I also was never like a let's do this all day guy
Mm.
ever in my life. Like I had a lot of homies that would sit there for 5 hours. I'd play video games for an hour or so,
Yep.
Yeah.
and then be like, I gotta get up. I'm out. See ya.
That's about
something.
that's about how I could do it for a few hours, but like all day it was yeah.
I'd rather like ride my bike by myself than play video games all day back then. So yeah, that's my number 2. Nostalgia.
Yeah.
First one ever.
I remember.
Like
it.
literally, like my boy's like, this button does this.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you hold this thing? Like it was
Yeah.
baby steps.
Yeah, he's like a fox, and he runs, and he gets the
Yeah.
mask. And the mask
Yeah.
like gives him an extra health, and it's a TNT. He's
Hey,
bouncing
same
on
shit,
it to
bro.
get
Yeah,
the
and,
thing.
like,
Yeah, I
you-
remember.
You
I
get in
played
the
Crash.
jam, I throw it to my boy. And he like work because it's like super
Work his
easy
magic,
for him.
yeah.
He work you out of it. Give me the come on, bro, hurry, come on, all right, come on, bro, give it back, come on.
Nice.
Yeah, you'd be like fighting with him, bro.
Nice. I played Crash. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good one. That's a good one. That's a
All
good
right,
one.
number 1, Hainer.
All right, my number 1, I'm gonna go with this all-time classic, dude, Mario Kart.
Which one?
Mario Kart 8. So it came
Okay.
out on the Wii.
That's on the Wii. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
I like that one because it
Mario
brought
Kart 8 on the Wii is
Wii
your
U.
all-time.
Wii U. Yeah. Well, I'd say Mario Kart in general.
Yeah.
Just the game itself?
family, yes,
Yes. The family of it.
Anything
But if I
on
had
the
to,
Wii, I feel like cannot be on.
but if I had, well, I picked 8 because it was like the first like updated. The 8 actually the highest selling Mario Kart ever is the 8 Deluxe, which is on the Switch.
Yeah.
The
but
Switch one.
in my head, the Wii or Wii U is garbage. So I just like I've never played it even, but it could be great. It's just I'm associated with like shit.
It was casual. That's what I would think.
Mario Kart, the game,
Yes.
the family.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
mean,
classic.
it's not my favorite, but I do get that 100%.
No one dislikes Mario Kart.
No.
Yeah.
No one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd choose like the family of it, but in particular, if you pin me down to say what
Alright.
was the best one, it was 8.
That's good.
That's a good one.
My
That's a
number
good
1
one.
is a collection as well. NCAA football.
Okay.
NCAA football, dude. I mean,
Hey, I got it right there. I got the Xbox Series X right over here. I
I
got 25
tried to
Right here.
convince my
on the
wife.
screen.
My son's birthday is coming up next week. I'm like, yo, this kid needs an Xbox. This kid needs a PlayStation. Like, she's like, no way. And me and Murph are both like, dude,
Yeah.
come on. I didn't get the job done. So
Yeah.
I still regrettably have not played the newest NCAA, but
How much time you got?
I don't have enough time tonight. But dude, it's like that whole from like the very first one, and I still have my old Xbox.
Yeah.
I still like, bro. I introduced Murph to NCAA on the first ever NCAA, like that I had.
Yeah.
I don't know which. I'm pretty sure I was close to the beginning of them, but and over the years, like LeVar Arrington, jumping over like you could play those games. Ricky Williams was the illest.
Yes.
Reggie Bush.
I was gonna say, what was Reggie Bush
Dude,
like? In
Reggie
that game?
Bush, you would hit the right trigger, and he would juke 3 guys.
Yeah,
It's just like they literally like they would exaggerate whoever was the best like in those days.
Yeah.
They would make him unstoppable, and it was just like the most fun.
Yeah,
dude. We used to play. I forget what year it was. We would play. They'd had special teams challenge.
Okay.
And me and my boys would play punt return only.
Yeah.
Florida State versus Florida State. Because Florida State had the best returner. He was like twitchy, like 99 agility, but 99 speed, and like kind of was like unheard of. And he was, we would play that because it was even. And I don't even know who it was. We would just we'd sit there and just go special teams battles.
So
all nonstop.
As a person, I never really played it. Like it was maybe around, but I never like it. But can I ask you a question? So what made that better than Madden?
I'm a college football fan.
Is it just the college names and the stadiums and
for a long time? As far as my understanding is, they're basically the same game. It's just one is college, one's pro.
Almost exactly.
Then Madden started doing some new things and trying QB vision and some other stuff to make their game better. And they had like GM mode, salary cap. So like you could have a dynasty in football, but like my buddy loved dynasty mode because it was like actual dollars.
Oh,
yeah.
Like it wasn't like recruiting was at the one. He's like, he wanted the money aspect of it. But then Madden plateaued. No one ever bitched about how the NCAA game and the production, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
A lot of people complain that Madden has sold an overpriced game with under-delivered on value or new concepts for years and years and years.
Yeah.
You never hear that. I mean, NCAA's been gone for a while, but you never heard that back then. Anyway,
isn't the other fun part about that game like going to like a small school like Tulane or something and like building up the program?
100%.
Isn't that the other?
You can't be my friend if you start dynasty mode with Alabama,
like Michigan.
No, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Do this the right way, dude. East Carolina.
Yeah.
Like we're coming out of the gutter, and then you take the OC job. Even though you want to be the DC, you take the OC job in Tulane.
Yeah.
And then, dude, it was like
going to the ship.
See, I've never played it, but that part to me, I hear people talk about it. I'm like, that sounds tight, dude.
That was fun.
I always played the. I didn't play the dynasty mode. I played the be the player mode.
I did both.
So like I did the be the, like
Constantly.
you're just one guy. You're just the guy, and you go to your dorm room. But I remember you had to take tests.
There was different
that?
ones. Like there was one year where you had to take tests.
Yes, there was one year. The year that I had played the most, you had to take tests, and if you did not get a certain percentage, you got benched the next game. And I'm like, bro, like
I'm
get
doing
the
school
realism,
right
but
now?
I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't.
I do remember that.
Bro, I gotta worry about my GPA and stuff.
I remember the next year, I think they came out with like just decision making.
Yeah.
Like it's Tuesday night. Do you want to go
Yes.
study or do you want to go to the bar?
Yes.
You like hit the bar and like your awareness rating
That's right.
would go up.
Yes.
Like you'd have some attributes that would like go up +3.
Yes.
But like your stamina would go
Stamina.
down -2 because you're at the bar all night.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yes.
I'm with you. I didn't like the test taking, but like all the other player modes, like one of the later ones, they did Heisman mode.
Mhm.
So you like be Barry
Sure.
Sanders on his Heisman run, and you get to be like a stud ass Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
There's all those like creative. Oh yeah.
And I had both. I had Madden and NCAA. So I played my 4 years in the NCAA. And then once you did that,
Export?
you could export
Bro.
that same guy into Madden and get
Yeah.
drafted.
Yeah.
That was tight.
That dude, I remember my
felt
buddy.
so good.
I remember. I'll never forget. I was at my buddy's house because he was a Madden guy. He was the same guy I was talking about.
Yeah.
And like we get done with this dynasty that we were both like playing on. He's like, "Hold up, I got to export." I was like, "Just exit out, bro. Like it doesn't matter." He's like, "What? You don't export?" I was like, "No, I don't play Madden." He's like, "Bro, let me put you on a game." And he went to his Madden and he had like every dynasty year he'd ever, and he would even put like Swifty was like the guy he loved in that class. So he'd like name it like whatever draft class it was. It'd be like 2027
Yeah.
Swifty.
Yeah.
So he knew like, all right, I got to go to the next one.
Oh, and your guy was better. So like if you like just started like just got Madden and started be the legend or whatever, like your stats were not as good as if you exported your guy from NCAA.
Right.
You had better. You were faster, bigger, faster,
Because
stronger.
they said you already put in time.
Yeah, dude, I was getting in there. I'm getting drafted.
Yeah, bro.
Dude,
You
that
wasn't
was
hooping
fun.
with me when I was in the gym, or however he said it.
Ugh.
All
Good
right.
game.
Yes, dude.
Good games. You're gonna. I gotta have you come play this game because as far as the experience of college football is, they nailed it. Because in those old games, they did a solid job. But I play K-State. I'm in K-State. The stadium looks exactly the same. They play the Wabash Cannonball when you kick off, right? Like K-State
Yeah.
does. They play the
They do
K-State.
everything how it
They play
should
the
be.
K-State fight song. After we score a touchdown, they count it out. Willie does the push-ups. They say KSU. It's like exactly like I'm in the stadium.
What, have you played LSU yet when they sing that song they shouldn't be singing?
No, I haven't. I just played once. Actually,
You know what I'm talking about though?
No, I don't.
Dude,
Is it a Dixie Chicks song
no, LSU has
or
a
just the
tradition
Chicks?
where it's like some song like, like they start like, I don't know. There's like a song that everyone knows.
Mhm.
Don't
It's like,
cancel us, please.
Oh, suck that tiger.
Oh, I have heard about. Yeah,
Really
I have heard that.
interesting.
And they try to say like, please don't say this.
Yeah,
We get less ESPN time, yada yada,
Yeah.
and all like
Seems like-
Louisiana's like, who cares?
yeah.
I was listening to
We
a
love
podcast.
this.
Yeah, a lady who was going around interviewing people before an LSU game, and they were like, "Yeah, suck that tiger." And I was like,
Yeah.
"What?" I was like,
What?
"Well, okay."
What is that?
I didn't know that was an
Yes.
actual thing. I thought they were just
Yeah,
saying.
I need to come over and play, dude.
They
That's-
probably don't sing that. I'm assuming in the game, but like
that would be raw if they did.
But I'm sure you go to Oklahoma. I'm sure like I wouldn't notice it, but you probably notice when they play the
Yeah.
fight song, like the timing and
yeah.
certain tradition. So like very well done, very well done.
That's awesome.
So yeah, good.
Is the Dynasty mode dope?
I haven't played it.
Bro, come
Yeah.
on.
So yeah, here's the moral of the story is I don't play those games. Those games they don't appeal to me anymore.
Mm.
Those like actual sports games.
Da-
Why?
I don't know. They're
Dave's like
I
Andy in
I
Toy
just don't
Story,
think
dude.
they're not as fun to me. I don't know.
Yeah, that's lame.
Dude, you're Andy.
They're good. I have good memories of them, and I'll play them. Like I want to play. If you want to play, I'll absolutely play you. But like I'm not going to play that game by myself. I'm
God.
not going to.
Have you done your number
Sorry.
one yet?
You
No.
bought it and you're not gonna play it by yourself?
Bought it for Kai.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's
Dude,
he's a good dad, man.
You know what sucks is like I talk trash to Murph, like, dude, I'll run through you. I don't think I would with Kai. Like, cause like Kai probably plays more video games than me by a lot.
He plays a decent amount. I bet you to give him a run for his money. I bet you beat him in
Just
Madden,
because
though.
like my hand just
And even though
Like, get on
he's
a
played
bike.
more recently, you've played more.
just get back on the
Right?
bike.
Yeah. I think you'd catch
All right,
on.
good.
Yeah.
I would torture
I'd say there's probably stuff that you wouldn't, but
Yeah. In Madden or in Madden NCAA, I think you'd win. In other stuff, I think you'd beat
what's
you.
that soccer game with the race cars and you hit
Roblox.
it? Yeah.
No, it's
So hold
not
on.
Roblox.
What was your do you want to say anything about your number one? You didn't really say a whole lot about it.
No,
Mario Kart?
no.
You're good.
Nobody got hyped about it.
Yeah,
so
no,
Okay.
yeah,
I like
yeah.
Mario Kart.
It's all right.
I hear it was
You
Double
don't,
Dash.
you don't have to say
Why
that.
you gotta bring
I
up
like
old
Double
shit,
Dash.
dude?
I don't know because I feel
We're
like he
done
didn't get
with
his
it,
he
dude.
didn't get his piece.
No, I'm good.
All right.
What's your number one?
So speaking of the game where you knock around the ball with the cars, my favorite game of all time, Rocket League.
Rocket
My
League.
favorite
That's the one.
game
Yeah.
Of all time.
That game sucks.
It is the
dude.
best. It is the best game. Is the game that makes it feel like I'm playing a sport more than any other game I've played. Even though it's not a real sport like Madden or FIFA, which I played those good games.
Yeah.
But because you control one person, you just control your car, right? That's
on
it.
a team.
You have complete control over it, and your other teammates are individuals controlling their car. The fact that the coordination and the control you have over the game is second to none. Because even in one of my issues with Madden, FIFA, these games, you don't control everything, right? Like you hike, your left tackle gets blown up and you get sacked. Literally nothing you could have done.
Yeah.
Or the
Yeah, but
middle
that's just like
linebacker.
football.
The middle linebacker. Well, sure, but I'm playing a video game. I want to be able to control what's going on, right? Like in all of these games, I have complete control over what the outcome is. Not in this game. Also, there's no randomness. So, like, in Madden or 2K basketball, like you go up and like even though it says like, oh, good release, miss, The game decided you missed it, or the game decided
Yeah.
it was a foul, or the game decided your middle
Yeah,
linebacker
that does
jumps
piss
and
me off.
intercepts it, or fumbling, right? In football games, you just fumble sometimes.
Dude,
Nothing you can
the
do.
Tampa 2 hole running a middle linebacker when he would run the rail in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what iteration it was unstoppable because no matter who the linebacker was, you're throwing like a sick like post route over the top
For sure.
and you're going to drop it in the bucket before like the cloud safety.
Yep. He's there.
He's like, this guy can jump
Yep.
50 inches.
100%. Or you just fumble. Again, the fumbling was the one that got me. You just sometimes you fumble, sometimes you don't. The game decides, and it's like that can be a big.
I do agree.
Swifter.
That used to piss me off.
But also, like,
so in this game, this is online,
yes,
and you're playing with multiple people.
I don't like Roblox,
Exactly.
but it's
It's not
strictly built for
Roblox, it's Rocket
What's it
League.
called? Rocket League.
Roblox is like isn't that like
Little kid
a
thing or something?
some with the
It's like
chicken or
Minecraft.
something?
That's like a Minecraft-ish game.
Okay.
I don't like Rocket League because I'm garbage at it.
Yeah.
And like my buddies all have I have some friends that I had played this with, like on my rugby team when we would travel and play.
Yeah.
They would have the same opinion as you. It's the best game they've ever played. I hated it because they had put in so many. I was so far behind the curve. I'm like, I'm never catching up. This is not fun.
It is a huge learning curve, and you bring nothing to the game that's going to help you, right? Like you have no skills from any other game that you've played.
You've never played Madden, but you play in Simple A. You're
Exactly,
all right.
that are going to translate. I can play Halo and play Gears of War and play Call of Duty. There are there's skills from this game and this game that I can bring to this one.
What about driving?
So what's
But it's the way you're
Forza.
driving is completely different.
What's
you can
the-
jump, you can flip, you can fly. Like it's like
what's the backstory of this game? Like who created that and what? Like soccer with cars?
yeah. So the original game was
That's-
called like Supersonic Mega Death Battle League or something like that, and they made a game, and then their second iteration of it was called Rocket League. It came out in 2015, so it's 10 years old.
American made.
Yep, by Psionics.
That up,
Hey,
baby.
dude, Mike McEntee's gonna love that.
Yeah,
but
you're
also
gonna
like
love that
the
one.
Second shout
amount
out
of
to Mike.
control you have, because in most games you're controlling the animation. So like if I want to kick the ball in FIFA, I hold down B and I can hold it for like however long I want it, but he still does the animation, right? I don't get to control his leg and put it at his leg at the angle that I want it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
In Rocket League, I can hit. You have that level of control because you have the
You
car.
back up.
I can hit if I hit the ball at this angle versus this angle versus this angle, it changes the whole thing.
Right. Which
So
is why it's so dumb to me.
so that's why
It's
it's
too
like
hard.
you're playing an actual sport,
It's way
right?
too hard.
And it's like if I'm playing with you, me and you are on a team, we're working together. Like I can like pass you the ball. Like I see you over there. I'm gonna hit the ball to you. You score. I mean, it just feels like
It's
over
a skill.
time.
It's a skill.
And the skill gap, like just starting out, like you said, if you just start out and play against somebody who is really good, you'll just get destroyed. Like at Call of Duty, even if you're not good, you can still get kills because
Yeah.
you just got to shoot them like 3 or 4 times and they die. Like in this game, if you play somebody that's so much better than you, you might not even touch the ball. Like you might not even touch it. Like they're so fast, they're hitting the ball around it.
Right.
So, but that allows you to get better, right? Like the skill gap is bigger, but the skill ceiling is higher. So you
Yeah.
can like just people do insane things in this game. So anyway, Rocket League, love it, and it's the newest game on my list. But I still play it. That's another thing. All the other games I don't play anymore, but this one I still play. I'll still play it today.
Nice.
So I think that qualifies it as
All right.
number one.
I'm okay. I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Not my favorite, but I'll allow
Yeah,
it.
Do you guys want to throw out honorable mentions?
No.
I had a couple.
go for it.
I'm literally Dave on this one. I'm just
Yeah.
like I don't play enough video games.
Well, I'm gonna throw out.
Yeah, what do you got?
So I put Madden in particular, Madden 04, Michael Vick year.
Yep, I had that one on GameCube.
Yep,
Good one.
gotta have that one.
Man, it's good.
NBA 2K, I played a lot.
That was okay. I didn't love 2K as much.
Yeah. GoldenEye.
That game I loved it at the time.
It doesn't hold. It does not hold
it
up.
does not hold up at all.
Yeah.
Actually, some of these games, like I recommend you not play them now because it will ruin it.
Yeah.
Because like they've
Don't meet your hero. Type of
pretty
thing.
much.
Oh yeah.
Because the controller, right? The 64 controller had like the 3 prongs. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you hold the middle one, but to look, you had to take your hand off the button and move over here to like look up and down. You couldn't look up and down. You can only look,
No, that's why you would hand switch.
Well, for sure. What I'm saying is like, but then you can hit these buttons that you needed to.
That was just the thing,
Yeah.
though. Like, and no one thought any different of it.
for
You're
sure.
just like,
but
oh,
now,
this game-
the 2 sticks solution, like they
Yeah,
have
yeah.
with all the modern games, is like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is it. And
Yeah.
it's so much more superior.
Yeah.
That like that old game is like it was great for when it was, but I don't like some games like Mario Kart. You can play Super Smash Brothers or the original Mario Kart and still have a blast.
Yeah.
Right. But because they're arcadey, but some games are like, okay, that was good. That was good for what it was, but
Yeah.
dude, I mean, Super Smash. That was a great. I can play that game all the time.
See, I never
Super
played
Smash
that.
Melee.
We actually just bought it, and I was playing it with him, and
No.
yeah. But I wasn't ever like a
very
big because it's the same
I
style.
don't care.
Fighting, Mortal
I don't
Kombat,
care.
I hate
Street
Mortal
Fighter.
Kombat. I didn't play that one.
Yeah, I was never into that. Last honorable mention:
Okay,
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
nice.
Yes,
Nice.
brother.
That
brother.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was one that
Good one.
just
Yeah,
I've wanted to
yeah,
slide in
yeah.
the list, but I
Yeah,
couldn't.
That's a
a good
salty one.
That's a good one.
What was the snowboarding one game too? That was pretty good.
Ooh.
Tricky Tricky.
SSX Tricky.
That one was
Or
like
SSX3.
that one was like Tony Hawk.
Mhm.
You know, in this of
I
the
played
snow.
a lot of that, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, you
both
did
of
like
those were
I could like
good.
break dance or do the worm on
Uh-huh.
your board.
And like picking out cool new boards and stuff,
Yeah,
like
I
unlocking
remember-
new ones.
Because
Uber
also
boost.
Tony Hawk was around YouTube, like when people were like screenshotting, like capturing their screen. So I remember like going to
Really?
someone's house. At least maybe it wasn't, but however it happened, I do remember going to someone's house, be like, "Yo, check this out," and like you're just like,
Yeah.
"Dude, what with what?" Like some guy figured out like you go down this hill fast enough,
Uh-huh.
and you turn right here, you like super launch over this thing.
Dude, you
And you're
could,
just like, dude, I just collect like the letters on the insides of the house.
yeah.
Oh,
You
that's
know?
right. Yeah. Remember the graffiti mode? The graffiti
Yeah.
mode. So it was when like it was red versus blue. Like you were red, I was blue. I would do a trick on a ramp, and then it would turn red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
then like say that trick was like worth like 600 points. Now if you did a trick on that ramp,
700.
you had to beat
You
my
change it.
score. It would
Yeah.
change to blue.
I remember that.
And at the
But-
end of the game, whoever had the most ramps or rails of their color wins.
That
I
was
think SS Tricky might be a better one for me because it was after, like I already learned that you can kind of go off map. Like these guys kind of created some like
oh yeah.
some secret passages that they don't care about. SS Tricky, I already knew like, hey, these probably like let's go exploring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you would find you're like, okay, this is
But then you get the Run DMC song when you get your Tricky. Right when you get enough boost. This is the one that I played. You had SSX Tricky. When you got your boost up to enough to do your special move,
Yeah.
like you would be like, they get to walk around, they walk around. You didn't play that? That was the one you
Tricky.
played?
That's not DMX.
Or who
No,
was it?
Run
DMC.
DMC.
Isn't that what I said?
No,
is that?
Oh
is that
man,
Run
I thought you
DMC?
said
Oh,
DMX.
yeah,
I'm
Run
thinking-
Run
in my head, I'm
DMC.
like, what a
Yeah.
what a
Yeah, Run DMC. Yeah, if I
Yeah.
said Run
But the
DMC.
last
yeah.
wild part I'll say about Tony Hawk's and that game too was like none of us that played that were skateboarders. It is just
No.
wild to me
No.
thinking back because there was a whole
Yeah.
whole section of dudes in middle school, high school that were like skateboarders and hung out.
Yeah.
Never even touched a board, but here we are playing hours of a skateboarding
Yeah.
game. That just shows you like how good the game
sure.
was,
It was
right?
sure.
It was dope.
And how cool Tony Hawk was, and that whole time with like X Games and like all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to think. There was another one I was just trying to think about that was kind of like that too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm blanking.
The games that I'm playing right now the most, Marvel Rivals, came out in like December.
when you told me that, I was like,
Marvel
that surprises me.
Yeah, that one's great. Valorant is a game that I've been playing a lot.
How do you
recently.
decide
Oh,
these
I know.
games? Like, just you're looking at people's reviews, or
So,
something that intrigues you?
Well, something that's interesting, I think it's interesting to talk about with you guys, is that the model, the video game model, has changed drastically from when we played Halo and Call of Duty, right? So the model back then, they made their money up front. You paid $60 for the game, and they maybe would release like one DLC with like a couple more maps,
Mhm.
maybe like 4
Yeah.
years into the game. Now the model is all the games are free. You can play all the like Rocket League, Valorant.
Beginner map or something.
Well, no, you play the entire full game for free, like the multiplayer, right?
Mhm.
So Fortnite, Marvel Rivals, Valorant, Rocket League, all these really popular games, Apex Legends, are free to play. So $0. You can play. You can get the entire experience of the game.
Oh, they sell you.
They sell you
different
micro
cloaks and-
exactly. They sell you skins, battle passes that unlock things, different things
Yeah.
for your guns. But like the difference is,
sneaky. So you can't rise that high. Like you have to pay money to get high.
no, you can play. You can get
It's like Scientology.
you can get completely. No, it's not paid. There's nothing that will help you win the game. It's all aesthetic stuff.
Yeah,
But you can end up paying hundreds of dollars in this game
yeah.
from just nickel and diming.
And it's
Yeah.
that pressure of your boys have this whole new skin.
Yep.
It's the Snoop Dogg skin, or I'm getting introduced to this with Fortnite right now. The pickle guy.
Yeah, exactly. Hot dog guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, they have this. Like, I want that. Like, because I bought my first.
Wild how that works now.
It blew my mind too, because when Emmett was telling me, "Hey, Dad, Fortnite's for free," I'm like,
it's free.
like,
$0.
I'm like, no, it's not, dude. I go and download it. I'm like, oh, that was free. I'm like, what?
100%.
What is the catch?
Yeah.
I'm asking Dave. I'm like, what is it? And then he educated me.
But it's
on
actually good for the consumer also, because in those old games they had no incentive. Why did MW2 never fix the glitches? Because they got their money. They're not getting any more money from you.
Right.
Whereas these games only get money from you if you continue to play.
Mm-hmm.
So they release new guns, maps, modes.
We're keeping them
every week.
on their toes.
Yeah, like I never got a new gun in the the decade I played Halo. They never released a single gun.
Right.
It was the same guns from launch.
Yeah.
You guys play Fortnite. Every week, here's a new assault rifle. Here's a new map. Here's a new game mode. Right. So like for me, if you don't, give into the peer pressure of buying all the other stuff, you could easily not, and you get the full experience for free, and you get new stuff all the time. So
Save you a bunch of money with your kids.
It's very interesting, like how that model is completely shifted. It used to be all up front. Now it's zero up front and all over the lifespan of the game.
But it makes sense though,
it's
with like modern technology and stuff. Like everything's online. Like you don't have to. You get to instantly release.
I still want the
updates.
disc though. Like
Yeah.
I want to go to GameStop
Yeah.
and give me the disc to put in.
Yeah, dude.
But,
And have the
and then
cover, and you're just holding the
Yeah,
case.
I want all of it.
I like that. I understand.
Because
Yeah.
you know what's trash now? You go to like Holes, rented it, I bought the movie for my kids and we watched it.
Oh, okay.
$27.
What?
$27
Holes?
to buy it. Yes. And I'm like looking at Teresa, I'm like, this is trash. I could have bought Holes 10 years ago.
Isn't that on
in the
Disney Plus? Oh,
$5
you don't
bin.
have that.
But you know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
they just know, like, hey,
Dang.
you need it. It's here. It's $27. And I we don't ever buy that stuff really. So I'm like, we were talking about Holes. Let's watch this movie. I bought it, but
Okay, hey,
It's a
can
good movie,
we
huh?
add?
yeah, I mean,
Can we
for
add that
kids-
to-
for my kids?
I have a lot of takes on modern day movie viewing and cost and
All right,
renting,
whoa.
and let's save that one.
Let's save it.
Yeah,
I
I
do-
gotta get going.
One thing about GameStop, right? You had the game. You want to like they'll buy it back from you, right?
Yeah.
You take it in there to buy it. Like, oh, that's probably about 45 cents.
Yeah,
or $3 in store credit. You're like, who gives a shit, dude?
That's like a joke about GameStop is they
They don't care.
oh my gosh, this is such.
and then you see the used.
And you make a mistake, you go back in, buy it the next day. It's like $38. You're like, bro, what?
yeah, the used game
Yes.
that you buy the game for $60. The used one was $49.99. It was like $10
Is that
off.
why is that why that Ninja
$5
Cat or whatever
off.
wanted to tank GameStop?
Diamond
There's
Hands.
like a bunch of people. Yeah, there were a bunch of people like sick of.
I think that's
what they
another.
I don't know why they chose GameStop. I don't know why.
There-
they chose
I love
GameStop
the
for
memes
that,
when
but-
Diamond
GameStop was
Hands.
tanking
yeah.
because they were like,
Diamond
"Hey,
gloves.
I'll bail you out of this GameStop for $2.99."
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
All right. Well, cheers, boys. That was a good one.
I think it's good.
That's a show.
But yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, this is you're in my wheelhouse now. Like you're talking about movies, I don't know what's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on.
yeah,
But you talk
yeah.
about video games, I
I was
got
fish
info.
out of water, dude.
I got info.
So next week it's Colin's turn to pick a movie for Dave from
All
our
right.
list. We
So
have
think
pretty-
about it.
We have a pretty nice list built.
I gotta
up.
look at the list. I might go rogue.
Yeah, that's
you
fine.
can go rogue. It's your choice.
That's fine.
It's your pick.
It's not horror movies. I don't like watching horror movies.
Yeah, I don't want to watch those either. They scare me. I'm the man of my house.
You don't think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Get back
All
to
right.
us.
All right.
Yeah, we have time.
Okay.
We have time.
We
All
have time.
Cheers.
All right.
Oh, oh.
We'll see you next time.